And welcome to BBC London News. Plans to close services at Lewisham Hospital are being challenged at the High Court. Campaigners argue the decision to downgrade the A&E and maternity units is unlawful. The changes are part of a wider shake-up of services in the capital. Well, our political correspondent Carl Mercer has been at the judicial review and joins me now from the High Court. Carl, what's happened so far today?
Well, this morning started with a small demonstration of about 50 people on the street outside the High Court behind me this morning. This, of course, has been a high-profile campaign ever since those changes to Lewisham were announced by the Health Secretary Jeremy Hunt back in January. And this morning there were local MPs, local GPs, indeed some doctors from Lewisham itself and local patients, all keen and very loud in making their voices heard.
We've always felt that this whole decision to close our hospital was a travesty, and I think the evidence is overwhelmingly in our favour. This decision that Jeremy Hunt made in January failed all 4 tests. Not one GP in the borough supports this, and it makes a mockery of his GP commissioning.
It's fairly well known in medical circles that if you take away the A&E from a hospital, that eventually will lead to its closure. But if you take away the number of services that they're taking away from Lewisham right now, you might as well close the hospital altogether. So I think that is the underlying logic behind this plan.
So, Carl, what arguments have we heard so far this morning in court?
Well, there are actually 2 judicial reviews going on at the same time, one from Lewisham Council and one from the Save Lewisham Hospital Campaign. And what we heard in court this morning were arguments from Lewisham Council, and their argument is a simple one. They say simply that Jeremy Hunt, the Secretary of State, and the Trust Special Administrator acted outside of their powers in making those changes to Lewisham. They say the Administrator was sent in to sort out problems at the South London Healthcare Trust. Now that covers the Queen Elizabeth Hospital in Woolwich, Queen Mary's in Sidcup and the Princess Royal in Bromley. They say the Administrator should have looked just at those and didn't have the power to make the changes that he's recommended at Lewisham. Therefore, the changes shouldn't stand. Now, we haven't heard evidence yet from the government, but they did give us a statement this morning saying they believe they've acted fully within the law and say they will vigorously defend the changes that they are proposing. Now, we did hear from the judge, Mr. Justice Silver. He said the hearing should take about 3 days, after which he will take time, he says, to make a written judgment, because he says the case is a very important one.
Carl, thank you.